Hello and welcome to AI Market News by LM. Wow, what a wild 24 hours it's been for the oil market. We just saw one of the most incredible price collapses in recent memory, and it leaves us with a huge question. Have we finally hit the bottom? Or is this just a pause before more chaos? Just look at that number. In a single day, WTI crude oil futures absolutely cratered by nearly 8.5%. And let's be clear, this wasn't just some minor pullback. This was a massive, full-on price reversal that sent shockwaves through the entire global market. And you know what makes this so stunning is where we were just a day ago. The whole financial world was bracing for impact. Oil was screaming toward $120 a barrel, and panic was really the only word for it. So what on earth could cause such a violent U-turn? Well, let's rewind the tape and see how we got here. To really get a grip on the crush, first, we have to appreciate the absolute insanity of the climb. We're talking about a period of extreme volatility that had even the most seasoned traders on the edge of their seats. The sheer scale of this was just staggering. We saw a $30 swing in oil prices from the peak to where we are now. A move like that is almost unheard of. I mean, to find anything like it, you have to go all the way back to the market chaos we saw during the first COVID lockdowns. That's the level of historic volatility we were just dealing with. So what lit the fuse for this explosive price spike in the first place? Well, it all boiled down to a really sudden, really severe escalation in geopolitical tensions. And this right here, this is the choke point. The Strait of Hormuz, one of the most vital shipping lanes for global energy on the planet, was basically closed for business. Tankers were stuck. The physical flow of oil just came to a grinding halt. When this artery gets clogged, the market immediately starts to fear a massive supply shock. And prices, well, they have nowhere to go but straight up. And that fear, well, it just started feeding on itself. As oil shot up toward $120, big producers like Saudi Arabia and Kuwait actually announced production cuts because their storage was just filling up too fast. So physical supply disruptions weren't just a fear anymore, they were becoming a reality. This, of course, sparked huge concerns about stagflation, that nasty mix of a slowing economy and rising prices. And we saw the VIX, Wall Street's fear gauge, just absolutely surge. So the market was just this coiled spring of anxiety stretched to its absolute breaking point. And then, in a single moment, one comment changed absolutely everything. This was it. These were the words from President Trump that just completely flipped the script. There was no detailed plan, no treaty, just a simple statement hinting that an end to the conflict was on the horizon. And here's the thing we have to understand. After a crazy run-up like that, the market was incredibly overbought and just desperate for any bearish news, any reason at all to sell. This simple shift in tone acted like a pressure release valve. It was the signal everyone was waiting for, and it kicked off a monumental sell-off. And the result? It was like a massive collective sigh of relief that echoed across pretty much every asset class you can think of, from stocks to currencies. At the peak of the panic, this is what the board looked like. US equities, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ were selling off hard. The VIX was spiking, confirming all that fear. And of course, oil was on a one-way trip to the moon. It was a classic risk-off, sell-everything kind of environment. And then, the reversal. It was immediate and it was dramatic. In a complete flip, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ both finished the day solidly in the green. The VIX plummeted by nearly 10% as all that fear just evaporated. And oil, as we know, had that massive crash. This risk-on feeling spilled right over into the currency markets too. We saw the euro gain against the US dollar as traders started feeling more confident. And at the same time, the Japanese yen, which is a currency investors usually run to for safety, it actually got weaker because that demand for safe havens just vanished. So after all that whiplash, where do we go from here? The relief is real. You can feel it in the markets, but the underlying situation that caused the panic in the first place, well, it hasn't completely gone away. Looking ahead at the economic calendar from investing.com, we've got several key data points that'll give us clues about the health of the U.S. economy. Things like small business optimism and existing home sales will be watched really closely, and of course, so will the weekly API crude oil inventory numbers to see how those physical supplies are actually holding up. And this really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? The market has priced in a peaceful resolution, but the fundamentals on the ground are still pretty tense. Did we just witness a real turning point where things are going to calm down for good? Or was this just a temporary lull? The eye of a much larger storm? That's a question only the next few days will answer. This video is automatically generated by NotebookLM, an AI-powered tool. The reference sources used in the summary are listed in the video description. As this content is AI-generated, there may be errors in proper names, pronunciation, or unnatural speech. This video does not provide investment or trading advice. Please make investment decisions at your own discretion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.